Future electric vehicles, the EVs you'll soon be able to buy. These EVs aren't for sale yet but are in various stages from concept to production, and perhaps a few may never see the light of day. Electric cars are the future, and each year we've seen automakers add more EVs to their lineups. Everyone is working on electric vehicles, from well-established existing manufacturers to new names such as Lucid, Canoo, and Rivian. We've compiled a list of every electric vehicle, from concept to production, that isn't available yet but will be soon. Acura ZDX, expected, 2024. There's some major electrification missing from Honda's current lineup, and the Acura ZDX will be another step toward changing that when it arrives in 2024. Details are limited, but we know this all-electric SUV will be based on the upcoming Honda Prologue, which itself uses GM bones. You may recognize the ZDX name from Acura's old coupe SUV model, but this time around the EV should have a more conventional SUV design, as was previewed by the Precision EV concept. A Type S performance variant will also be available, which we assume will have additional horsepower, a stiffer suspension, and more aggressive looks. Alfa Romeo Giulia EV, expected, 2025. Alfa Romeo has confirmed the gas-powered Giulia, seen above, will be revamped in the coming years, dropping its Ferrari-derived V6 in favor of an electric powertrain for 2025. We expect the base version will make around 350 horsepower, while the Veloce will produce closer to 800 horsepower. The top-of-the-line Giulia will continue to carry the historic Quadrifoglio name and should make upwards of 1,000 horsepower. The new Giulia will be produced on the Stellantis Group's STLA large platform, with 800-volt, ultra-rapid charging and a range of up to 500 miles. Apple Titan EV, expected, 2026. iPod, iPhone, iPad, iCar? The rumored Apple car, codenamed Titan, has been in development for nearly a decade, and while its future has been put in doubt on numerous occasions, the latest murmurings suggest it will finally arrive in 2026. While Apple apparently abandoned plans for a full self-driving vehicle, the Apple car should still be capable of autonomous highway travel and will be built around a powerful onboard computer. The design hasn't been finalized, but Apple has reportedly moved away from a pod-like design for a more conventional shape. The tech giant is still searching for an automotive partner to supply the electric platform after talks with Hyundai fell through in 2021, and is said to be investing around $1 billion into Titan each year. Apple's not the only tech company considering an entry into the automotive market. Sony recently partnered with Honda on a new EV brand called Afeela, promising a similar product for 2026. Audi A6 e-tron, expected, 2023. The Audi A6 e-tron is a concept for now, but Audi says it's super close to what the production car will look like. It's based on the scalable premium platform electric (PPE) architecture that can be lengthened, lifted, and widened for a variety of different EV models. It will be sold alongside the gas-powered A6, and it's likely the first EV we'll see on the PPE platform that underpins future electric Audis. The A6 e-tron concept uses two electric motors with a combined output of 469 horsepower. All PPE vehicles have 800-volt charging capability, and this big sedan could have as much as 400 miles of range on a single charge. 5 Bentley models, expected, 2025. Bentley is planning a major pivot from 15-mile-per-gallon land yachts to completely new models with fully electric powertrains. Bentley says it will replace the existing Bentayga, Flying Spur, Continental GT Coupe and convertible, and introduce an all-new model to its lineup by 2030. The first replacement should arrive sometime in 2025. BMW i5M, expected, 2026. Fender flares, a more aggressive stance, and 1,136 horsepower will combine to produce the upcoming BMW i5M, which won't arrive before than 2026. The new high-performance 4-motor drivetrain will incorporate will-by-will torque vectoring and brake-by-motor energy regeneration, and will be capable of piloted drifting and tank turns where the vehicle can use its prodigious torque output to spin in place. While a more subdued i5 will debut first, with its own set of high-performance batteries, active steering, and suspension fit for the Nürburgring, we can't help but keep our focus on the angrier i5M with the drive control unit that's being referred to internally as the Hand of God. Take the wheel, Jesus. Buick Electra, expected, 2024. Buick has revived the nameplate of the 18-foot-long steel sled from 1959 for its new all-electric SUV, that's already been revealed for China. The Electra E5 uses GM's Ultium battery platform and should be roughly the same size as a Chevrolet Equinox. An investigation into trademarks may have revealed Buick's future lineup, with filings for Electra E1 through E9. We expect the Electra E5 to perform similarly to the already available Cadillac Lyriq, with a range of 300 miles and 340 horsepower. Buick hopes to put its Tri-Shield logo atop a fully electric lineup by 2030, but we should see the first Electra sometime in 2024. Cadillac Celeste, expected, early 2024. Cadillac wants to return to the days when the company could call itself the standard of the world without getting scoffed at. At least that's the plan with the upcoming Celeste, an extravagant EV that will be built by hand and cost upwards of $300,000. That price puts it out of reach for all but the wealthiest people, but Cadillac envisions the Celeste as aspirational rather than attainable. For the 1% who can afford one of these avant-garde 600 horsepower electric hatchbacks, each example can be uniquely tailored to the customer's whims. Will it be enough to vault GM's luxury brand into the discussion with Bentley and Rolls-Royce? We'll have to wait and see once the Celeste hits the streets of America's richest communities, likely at the start of 2024. Canoo pickup truck, expected. 2024 Canoo is an electric automotive startup from California, and this is its pickup. For now, it is simply called pickup truck. The Canoo pickup promises more than 500 horsepower and at least 200 miles of range. It's smaller than what's typically found in the midsize pickup segment, being 2 feet shorter than the Ford Ranger. Canoo says its pickup will be offered with a 6 to 8 foot pickup bed with pre-orders open right now, and production starting sometime in 2024. The U.S. Army is also testing a modified version of the pickup truck. Canoo lifestyle vehicle, expected, 2023. Like Canoo's pickup, this 5 or 7-seat EV is built on a skateboard platform, similar to what BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and Volkswagen use to easily swap body styles on similar underpinnings. Canoo claims this little bus will have a range of 200 miles and up to 350 horsepower, with a starting price under $40,000. A delivery van version has attracted 4,500 pre-orders from Walmart, while NASA has expressed interest in using the lifestyle vehicle for transport at the launch site for the upcoming Artemis moon landing missions. Canoo has faced financial difficulties of late, but hopes to get production started this year. Chevrolet Blazer EV, expected, summer 2023. We miss the boxy K5 Blazer of the 1980s and 1990s as much as anyone, but Chevy isn't trucking around with the SUV's next major transition. The Blazer EV, which will be sold alongside the gasoline-powered Blazer SUV, will offer an SS trim level that generates 557 horsepower with acceleration that could leave V8 Camaros in its dust. Chevy plans to also offer less aggressive trims that focus on affordability and range. While the EPA hasn't certified anything yet, Chevy is shooting for 320 miles for its long-driving Blazer EV RS model. The Blazer EV is scheduled to go on sale later in 2023, with the lowest-priced First Lieutenant trim joining the lineup sometime in 2024. Chevrolet Equinox EV, expected, late 2023. Last year Chevy sold 212,072 units of its Equinox crossover, beating the likes of the Ford Escape, Hyundai Tucson, and Subaru Forester. It hopes to continue this success with an Equinox EV that should start around $30,000 and go on sale in the fall of 2023. The Equinox EV will offer a wide range of models starting with a base trim with 250 miles of range and 210 horsepower. More expensive trims offer up to 300 miles of range thanks to a larger battery pack, and dual-motor all-wheel drive cars have 290 horsepower. Chevrolet Silverado EV, expected, 2023. Turns out the GMC Hummer EV and SUV were a little taste of what we'll see from Chevy's upcoming all-electric Silverado. They'll be built under the same roof, with the Silverado also using GM's Ultium battery pack and offering up to 400 miles on a single charge. The Silverado EV will be offered from a fleet-oriented work truck trim to fully loaded RST models with 664 horsepower. In an effort to make good on its promise of 30 new EVs by 2025, production of Chevy's first electric pickup will begin this year. Chevrolet Corvette EV and SUV, expected, 2025. The Corvette cinematic universe is about to plunge into a phase so wild that Marvel might start taking notes. Chevrolet has already confirmed that a fully electric Corvette is coming soon, sooner than we might think, since the E-Ray hybrid that recently broke cover was slated to make its debut first. The Corvette EV will use the same Ultium battery platform as other new GM EVs, and considering the General can get a 50 trillion-ton Hummer EV to reach 60 miles per hour in under 4 seconds, we have high hopes for the Corvette EV. But wait, there's more. We're hearing rumors that the Corvette EV will launch into a new Corvette sub-brand within GM, which will bring a host of new Corvette-branded models with it, including a 4-door coupe and a high-performance crossover, which could easily position itself as a Ford Mustang Mach-E competitor, or something even beefier. Chrysler Airflow concept, expected, 2025. With the success of the Ford Mustang Mach-E in its crosshairs, Chrysler is planning a 400-mile crossover by 2025. The Airflow is just a concept, but the model is claimed to also offer Level 3 autonomous driving capability. The brand, which currently offers the Pacific minivan and Chrysler 300 sedan, plans to go fully electric by 2028. Dodge Charger Daytona SRT EV, expected, 2024. Dodge is determined to keep the muscle car relevant well into the electric epoch, and it's given us quite the preview before its internal combustion analog has even left the dealership floor. The Dodge Charger Daytona SRT concept runs on an 800-volt electrical architecture called Banshee, and while performance details are still incredibly light, the automaker promises that its first Beefcake EV will surpass the Hellcat's performance. A multi-speed transmission hopes to keep some of the muscle car's visceral nature alive, but the most interesting tech by far is the Fratsonic exhaust system, which uses actual piping to boost the EV's sound to a 126 decibel onslaught. Deus Vian, expected, 2025. While Austrian startup Deus, pronounced Deus, is a complete unknown, the company has recruited proven partners for its first vehicle, the electric Vian hypercar. The curvy bodywork was penned by Ital Design, while Williams Advanced Engineering has been tasked with developing the 2,200 horsepower powertrain. The company claims that with 1,475 pound-feet of torque, the Vian launches to 62 miles per hour in 1.99 seconds and on to a 248-mile top speed. We'll believe it when we see it. Just 99 units are planned for production, with Deus aiming to start deliveries in 2025. Faraday Future FF91, expected, 2023. First revealed in 2017, the Faraday Future FF91 boasts 1,050 horsepower from a trio of electric motors, with 2 on the rear axle and 1 up front, giving it a claimed sprint to 60 miles per hour in just 2.4 seconds. But the California-based company has struggled to bring the crossover, which stretches nearly as long as a Mercedes-Benz S-Class, to production due to financial woes and has pushed back production dates numerous times. But the company claimed in late 2022 that it had received a 381-mile range rating from the EPA, and aims to start building FF91s at its factory in California in March 2023, with deliveries commencing in April. The FF91 is expected to cost around $200,000. Fiat 500e, expected, 2024. Fiat's future calls for an all-EV lineup that includes just one model, the 500e minicar. Based on the model that's currently on sale in Europe, the 2024 500e combines the brand's retro-modern design language with a 117 horsepower electric motor and a battery that should be good for about 160 miles of driving range per charge. In a market where larger and more luxurious electric vehicles regularly deliver over 200 miles of driving range, the 500e will launch at a significant disadvantage. Fiat's plan, though, is to market it primarily in urban areas where drivers are less likely to require road trip levels of range. We'll see the US market 500e debut in November 2023 and hit dealers in early 2024. Drew Dorian. Fisker Ocean, expected, spring 2023. A stylish 300-mile range electric SUV with a solar roof sounds promising, and Henrik Fisker's EV startup hopes to keep that promise with the Fisker Ocean. Officially revealed at the Los Angeles Auto Show in November, Fisker says Ocean production should begin in the fourth quarter of 2022. The maximum claimed mileage is 350 miles using dual-motor all-wheel drive, while the most affordable Ocean will have a claimed 250 miles of range and start at around $39,000 while eligible for the federal tax credit. Fisker Pear, expected, 2024. Although there aren't many details or real imagery of the Fisker Pear that's planned to go on sale in 2024, you can reserve one for as little as $250. The Pear will start at $29,900, without destination, and will be smaller than the Ocean. Pear, which stands for Personal Electric Automotive Revolution, will be a 5-passenger 2-row SUV and will be built at the Lordstown Assembly Plant in Ohio. More details to follow as the model gets closer to production. Ford Explorer EV, expected, 2023. The Ford Explorer is among the most popular SUVs sold in the US, so giving it the fully electric treatment is an obvious move. Ford announced in May 2021 that its 3-row SUV would be joining the Mustang Mach-E and the e-Transit electric van in Ford's growing electric lineup. Though the current Explorer offers a 318 horsepower hybrid V6 powertrain, we suspect that, like with the Mach-E and F-150 Lightning, there are rear and all-wheel drive Explorer EV models planned. GMC Sierra EV, expected, early 2024. Get ready for the GMC Sierra EV, the brand's first electric pickup truck. While it shares bones with the extroverted GMC Hummer EV, the Sierra is less extreme in many ways. That doesn't mean initial examples will be as affordable as its corporate counterpart, the upcoming Chevy Silverado EV. The electric Sierra will launch sometime in early 2024 with only the Denali Edition 1. This top-spec model includes a 754 horsepower all-wheel drive powertrain with an estimated 400 miles of range, but it'll cost nearly $109,000. That six-figure price includes GM's Super Cruise hands-free driving system, rear-wheel steering that enables crab walk, and an interior with the nicest materials GMC offers. Thankfully, less expensive Sierra EV models will follow in 2025. Honda Prologue, expected, 2024. Honda doesn't currently offer a fully electric model in the US, but that's all about to change. Set to arrive in 2024, the Honda Prologue is a midsize SUV that's around the same size as the Passport. Through a partnership with General Motors on EV powertrains, this new EV will use GM's Ultium battery packs and appears to share components with the Chevy Blazer EV. Initial renderings show that the Prologue has a clean design inside and out, but we don't yet know mechanical details. Expect single and dual motor configurations and multiple battery pack sizes. As the name implies, the Prologue is the first of many upcoming electric vehicles from the brand. Acura also plans to add a fully electric model to its lineup that will be called ZDX. Honda has committed to selling only EVs by 2040. Honda and Chevrolet compact SUVs, expected, 2027. Adding to their combined efforts to produce the Acura ADX and Honda Prologue, GM and Honda will continue their partnership to create a line of affordable electric compact SUVs. The new models will share a common platform with alternative batteries and materials. The objective of these endeavors is to lower the cost of producing an EV to help shrink the pricing disparity between gasoline and electric models. The automakers say these new affordable models are planned to launch sometime in 2027. Hyundai Ioniq 7, expected, 2024. Built on the same eGMP platform as the Ioniq 5 mentioned above, the Ioniq 7 will be similar to the current three-row Palisade in size. Currently, Hyundai has only shown us this concept, but judging by its current design language on production models, it's possible the real 7 could look even crazier. On a bigger SUV like this, we expect a large battery that could support at least 300 miles of range. Hyundai Ioniq 5N and 6N, expected, 2024. Hyundai's hopped-up N division isn't about to cease existing as the Korean automaker shifts from internal combustion to electric propulsion. If anything, things are about to get even wilder once the Hyundai Ioniq 5N and 6N make their debuts, with the former being unveiled sometime in 2023. Even though we've driven an Ioniq 5N prototype, we're not sure about specific figures, but we already know its twin electric motors will produce somewhere around 600 horsepower. It should also carry the same wild styling found on the Elantra N and Kona N. We know less about the Ioniq 6N. You can get an idea of its aesthetics from the RN22e concept, although it's not obscene to assume the two will share a good bit of underbody hardware. Dozens of Hyundai and Kia EVs, expected, before 2030. Hyundai says it will launch 11 new electric models by 2030. Genesis, the company's luxury-minded brand, will gain 6 new models that consist of 2 cars and 4 SUVs. Kia will sell 14 EVs by 2027 with plans for 2 electric pickup trucks, although not all of these new EVs from Hyundai and Kia are destined to reach the US market. Jeep Wrangler EV, expected, 2023. Jeep currently sells a plug-in hybrid Wrangler 4Z, but the company has now teased a fully electric version of the iconic Wrangler off-road SUV. Jeep showed a Magneto concept as part of the Easter Jeep Safari, but has since released more information. On the surface, it looks like your typical 2-door Wrangler Rubicon, but inside the Magneto has 4 battery packs with a combined output of 285 horsepower. Jeep also teased a video of a hiking adventure that shows the Wrangler EV driving itself to the end of the trail to give its occupants a ride back. Don't get too excited, as this isn't the real thing yet, but expect the production model later to arrive in 2023, with fully autonomous features by 2030. Jeep Recon, expected, 2024. Been waiting for an all-electric Jeep Wrangler? The forthcoming Recon isn't exactly that, but it's pretty dang close. Jeep claims it'll have impressive clearances for off-roading, and the EV SUV will have removable glass and doors too. A retractable roof and rear-mounted spare complete the Wrangler vibe. The Recon's legitimate trail-rated capabilities will be further supported by chunky tires and underbody protection. Locking diffs should help make the most of what's sure to be an all-wheel drive powertrain. We don't yet know how much power it'll make or how long of range it'll have, but we expect those details to emerge well before the Jeep Recon is slated to start production sometime in 2024. Jeep Wagoneer S, expected, 2024. Think of the Jeep Wagoneer S as an all-electric alternative to the more conventional Jeep Grand Cherokee. Many details about the company's upcoming midsize EV SUV remain a mystery, like its actual name. Jeep says Wagoneer S is a placeholder while it picks an official title. That and more will be revealed before the Wagoneer S goes into production, likely sometime in 2024. For now, all we have are images of a sharply designed concept along with several tantalizing targets. Jeep claims the final model will have 400 miles of range, however, that figure will change based on how often drivers exploit its planned 600 horsepower electric powertrain. Kia EV9, expected, late 2023. Kia is expanding its EV lineup literally and figuratively with this 3-row midsize SUV that will sit alongside the gas-powered Telluride. The production EV9 has stuck with the chunky, squared-off look first seen on the 2021 concept car, and the crossover will come in 6 or 7-seat arrangements and packs two 12.3-inch screens on the dashboard. Kia still hasn't revealed powertrain or battery specifications, but the automaker previously stated a goal of up to 300 miles of range. More information will arrive before sales start at either the end of 2023 or early 2024.